Hi, my name is Joe Johnson. I'm the chef de cuisine at Charcoal Venice. Charcoal Venice is a grill-based restaurant. We actually cook almost everything over lump charcoal. We try to do most components of salads, some components of desserts, but specifically all the vegetables and all the meats that are served at the restaurant are cooked either in the coals, over the coals, or smoked in some kind of way. I don't know, food was always just simple. It wasn't overly thought out, complex. It was just straightforward, but full of flavor. For the first cut of meat, we used sirloin culotte, which is part of the top sirloin, the most tender part. We have our own house steak sauce that we actually marinated the steak in, our J1 sauce, named after Josiah and myself. Both of our names start with J. Grill it on and off the heat, so we allow it to rest in between cooking so that you get a more even temperature throughout the meat. That's going to be paired with a roasted heirloom tomato on charcoal oven for about 40 minutes. And then on top we do a persillade crust, which is essentially a parsley crust. We actually blend grapeseed oil with parsley and strain that out to get the vibrant green color and flavor from the parsley. We use that to toast the breadcrumbs, and then we fold in more fresh herbs at the end. We grew up eating a lot of smoked meats and stuff during the summer. It's barbecuing, so you have corn on the grill, a lot of meats that are either smoked already or dry rubbed, so like ribs or briskets or things like that. With the flat iron, I wanted to try to kind of recreate those flavors, but in a more composed way. I did this with fermented black bean rub. Fermented black beans or soybeans is usually found in Asian cuisine, and they're fermented and usually used to make sauces, but I'd actually dehydrated them, ground them up with smoked paprika, sugar, brown sugar, salt, and black pepper. That was going to be paired with a charred corn succotash, where we actually peel corn on the cob, season it lightly, combine that with the classic ingredients of a succotash, which are lima beans, more tomato, some onion, a little bit of garlic, and then we add some fresh herbs into that. We have my favorite, the spinalis, which is the cat meat of the ribeye, the more richer, darker meat that's usually on the outside part of the ribeye. We actually just kind of brush lightly with mayo, which is a technique we use with a lot of our leaner meats. And then we season that with a coffee rub. And then we pair that with our pepper glazed carrots. And then we make a honey mixture of honey, crushed black pepper, and a little bit of butter. We use that to glaze the carrots at the end, so you get this nice, sweet, chewy texture with the carrots. This is a petite tender, so it's almost like a hidden piece of meat. A lot of people don't know that it's there, so it's relatively inexpensive compared to the actual filet or filet mignon. So it's a nice budget cut that is actually very tender, very flavorful. We serve that with a wheat berry ragu with sauteed mushrooms and onions, some fresh herbs, and a little bit of vinegar. And we top that with some more grilled mushrooms. And then we have on the side with the steak a sauce Chiron, which is a French style sauce. For ours, we actually smoke the tomatoes that we use for that. We blend everything together, mix it with your traditional vinegar, egg yolks, and emulsify that with clarified butter. The bavette steak, we slow grilled it, where we put it on high heat, on and off, resting it in between. That way the meat slowly heats up and kind of tenderizes as it cooks. And then we just finish that with fresh smoked paprika chimichurri that we make in-house. Our chimichurri has about 15 ingredients in it, with the most notable ingredient being the smoked paprika, as well as the pickled mustard seeds, which is kind of unique for chimichurri. This dish is a bavette steak with smoked paprika chimichurri. The standing rib roast is essentially just a bone-in ribeye, but that has been trimmed down and trussed to give a nice uniform roast. We then sliced that and served it with a butternut squash, a little bit of shaved radish, and some lacinato kale dressed in the same dressing. A lot of people don't pair sweeter things with steak, but I've noticed that it actually balances out that kind of rich, beefy flavor pretty well. So that's usually why I try to bring into any dish that I make, that I want to create something that's simple, approachable, but you don't lose out on flavor. Like, everything stands out on its own as well as combines very well together.